Hello, my name is Bianco. In this video we will have a look at the BPS knives Nighthawk Adventurer. This is a knife made in Ukraine by BPS company. They are two brothers and location is a bit outside of Kiev, the capital city of Ukraine. So they make knives for now quite a while, and the prices are really well. This one brand new is around $54 or $55 plus tax and shipping. They sell it over eBay and also over their web store over in Ukraine. So yeah, it's always interesting to see knives at that price point, not coming out of China. So I wanted to test that out for quite a while, and this one is slightly used. I found that on eBay for $35 shipped, so there was the reason to test that out. So we have Scandi grind stainless steel blade on this version here. They make apparently the same knife in a carbon steel with a lighter color wood handle and leather sheath as well. And we see with the Scandi grind that of course screams bushcraft, but they advertise it on their website also as camping, as outdoor, and yeah, general use knife, and that is pretty much what it is. We have a rather big blade, a rather long blade there, 5.3 inches. We have 10 inches overall length, so that is quite a size. But the blade is 0.1 inch thick, so it's not that thin. Say like a Mora knife, but not as thick as like a Tops knives, something like that. So it's quite likely geared more towards food preparation, a bit less towards batoning, towards hard use and all that. So I quite likely think about it as a more like a food prep, lighter to medium use bushcraft knife. This is also why it is stainless steel in this version. So yeah, all in all, for sure, interesting combination. So what are you gonna get for those $55? We have a stainless steel full tang blade. The steel is listed on the laser engraving here as well. It's 5CR14 MOV in a Rockwell hardness of around 56 to 58. So as I looked that up, what that exactly is, apparently that steel is mainly used for kitchen knives and tableware and all that. So it's not a D2 or high-end steel in that regards, but something that works, that is well heat treated and will give you good cutting, especially with the Scandi grind. So yeah, we see it's flat ground, a bit unusual. They grinded it that way here instead of the long way as it is usually done. Then we have the Scandi ground edge there. We have a bit a sharpening part here, so you have no problems resharpen it all the way to the tip there. The grinding line is not perfect, but it's really, I would say, pretty well done for a using knife. We have a bit a coarse finish on the steel parts. I hope the camera see that. We have quite some lines and you feel it as you go over it. Also on this side, on the top edge around the knife, it's relative rough finished, I would say. It sure works, but it's on the rough side. So there would be room to improve. Then we have the bottom part here. I don't know if that knife was a factory second or not. I have no idea. I got that slightly used. But we see here there are quite some grinding marks that are not too nice done there. And of course the usual rough grinding all over. At the end we have a lanyard hole in the wood, and also the grips are mounted with two Corby style screws. It's just a threaded bottle part in it with two screws, one left, one right side, and that is all what it is. Now in this version we have a darker wood, bog oak they call that. I had to look that up as well, because in English I did not know what exactly it is. Oak is usually having a bit a lighter color, and they use a lot of walnut wood for their handle materials, but this one is bog oak, and that is basically a wood, oak wood that was laying in a swamp in a wet environment and did not rot, but the environment did turn it a bit into a darker color. They did also finish it with Danish oil, and we see that in this case here we have a wormhole, I would say. Some insect did drill a hole, and basically here is another one, and here is also one. So yeah, they did not put a bit sawdust with glue mix in the hole, so they simply did oil it on top of it, and that's it. So that's what you get. We also have no chamfering on the lanyard hole. At least the lanyard hole is big enough for a paracord, so that is pretty good. We also see on the manufacturing process, we see a line around here and all the way in front. That is how they did mill the contour of the handle and the top of the handle. So it could be finished for sure a bit nicer, but again, if you look at the price, I would say it's pretty well done, and it would be easy to rework it a bit yourself as well. Then to the sheet. The sheet is leather, relative a soft leather, but we have a thick leather as well. There is no press fit that locks the knife into the sheet a bit more secure, so you cannot carry that upside down. We have on the back side a belt loop and a dangler that is fixed mounted on it. So that is typical bushcraft setup. That is how that is. We have white stitching there. On the thick leather we have a nice finish over here. There is no drainage hole or anything. That is how that is. We have the stamp on it there as well from the manufacturer, and we get the fire starter with it as well. Typical loop there. Same wood, the bog oak, a bit in a if you look the angle of the fire starter and the angle of the wood, it's a bit crooked on it. There we have the hole on the side too, and not in the middle for whatever reason. Finish on top is also relative rough. But yeah, at least it's a fire starter and it's there. The gluing looks pretty good. It did not come loose so far. So that's something to watch, and often that needs to be re-glued. So it goes in just like that, and of course it needs a bungee cord from the lanyard down here so that the item will not fall out. Now the fire starter is still brand new, so that has a bit of resistance, but as soon as that gets used, it gets more play, and then you really need a second way of retention. Now as we put the knife in the sheet, we see it just goes in. It is in it relative well, but it would fall out if you carry it upside down. Otherwise the handle is mostly in, so it's really not bad done in that way. Again, we have to see $55, and I don't make any excuses. It's just a test. It is how it is. So I'm glad that I got it, and it needs a bit rework. I'm gonna make a second video once that is done. Then we see how that did work out. So far cutting is pretty good. Of course the factory sharpening is not as sharp as it could be as you resharpen it by hand. So that is that. The wood grips need a bit rework. Quite likely they're gonna get fiber liners as well, so we have a bit more thickness on the handle, so hopefully the sheet gonna interlock a bit better with the grip. The grip needs a complete smoothing and sanding, and then re-oiling again, and of course the grip part and the back side of the blade where it is really rough, that needs a bit a finer grinding as well. So it's a bit between a kit blade and a finished knife, I would say. Right out of the box, how it is, it works. It's for sure nice. It works how it should, but it could be always a bit more fine and refined and a bit more improved. So if you are in Ukraine, maybe by the military or anything else, and you use that knife, post in the comments what the Ukrainian people have to say about it. That could be that many military people over there use that knife, or similar products from that BPS knives company as a everyday knife there for everything that they need to do there with cutting the food and all that, and camping out. So here in USA, I sure would see it as an upgrade. Say you have not that much money and you did start with say a Moran knife, and then you have maybe a little bit more money to spend on a different style of bushcraft knives, and that would be for sure a great option, be it in the dark version here or in the lighter color version. That if you even can refine a bit the look and the feel of it, if you have a bit equipment that is fast and easy done, then you have even a better knife, better looking, better performing knife after the resharpening anyways. So yeah, I would say it's worth it, and not everybody can spend $180 or $150 or how much you name it on such a knife, and I would say for the price it's really great. Quite likely after refinish and reworking this one, I may get the same version in the lighter color of the sheet and the walnut handles, especially if they have a sale or something, if I see it slightly used. So yeah, absolute nice, and my first knife ever from Ukraine. The BPS knives Nighthawk Adventurer